In the opening episode of Series 2, we join Patty and Ellen as they're moving on from the Frobisher case and its fallout.
Well, actually, I'm going to use a good portion of the money to fund a foundation to fight hunger in New York City. And I'm also partnering in the charity with my good friend, Sam Arsenault.
A month ago, she tried to kill me, and now she's acting like my best friend.
The Bureau's putting together a case we'll want Patty to take.
A setup. We'll use you to monitor it from the inside.
Great. When do we start?
Ellen's in counseling 3 or 4 times a week.
Ellen, how about you? Have you had any more revenge fantasies about the man that you think killed your fiancée?
Sam Arsenault's people just called. He's backing out. They didn't want to tell me over the phone, but I forced their hand. He's withdrawing his entire contribution from the foundation.
I have information. I'm being threatened.
I don't want anything to do with you, Daniel.
You ready to be reasonable?
So what's next for Patty now that she's beaten Frobisher?
Patty doesn't know what's next for Patty. I think with the death of Ray Fisk, the suicide of Ray Fisk was a deeply traumatizing event for her.
His death had a profound effect on me. It pushed me to a place that I'd never been to before.
She's really not looking for anything when you see her again. They're trying to get her interested in cases, but she hasn't really responded to anything yet.
How is Ellen dealing with David's murder?
Well, I think in the first episode, Ellen is dealing with the death of David in a fairly... I think she's avoiding any pain or any sort of grief. She's burying herself in work, and I mean, she says to the FBI, I want to destroy Patty. I don't just want to, get her in jail.
You just want to arrest Patty Hughes.
And you don't?
I want to destroy her.
She's like completely determined to take down Patty Hughes, and I think her revenge and bloodlust is sort of keeping her going. I spoke to a post-traumatic stress counsellor, and she was saying that people in these sort of situations tend to become warriors, and they just are 24 hours a day alert, like kind of watchdogs and in defense mode, and very, very steely and surround themselves with the, whatever it is that makes them feel safe. It's all about safety and kind of ignoring the real problem and the grief. So I think in the first episode, she's just so solely focused on that there's no time for anything else, really. Yeah.
Has Patty changed her ways?
I think Patty is quite different in season 2 than she was in season 1. I think, of course, at the end of season 1, she went through an incredibly traumatic experience with Ray Fisk killing himself in front of her. So that's something that's almost impossible to recover from. So both Rose Byrne's character and my character, Patty and Ellen, they are in a highly traumatized state.
Why would you need to clear your conscience?
Because of what we did to win the Frobisher case.
You mean Ray Fisk's suicide?
It's how they put themselves together and start on the next case. And I think you'll always see the old Patty. There are elements of Patty that are just very much part of her character. But I think she's been very changed by what she went through the first season.
And has Ellen learned any lessons?
Season 2, when you meet Ellen, she's almost like a different person altogether. I mean, she's made of steel. She's become this warrior, I think, and her defenses are so high, and she's so guarded and so determined to not get in trouble like she did in the first season, that it was really kind of interesting to play, and hopefully interesting for an audience to kind of revisit this woman who's really changed so much. So hopefully that will come across.
Hi, I'm Glenn Close. Download Damages now on iTunes.